crafty friends, this is the Paper Chef here. Welcome to part 4 of my Cheerful Basket workshop series. In this tutorial, I'm going to share how to create this fun little shaker card featuring this little basket of crafts from the Cheerful Basket bundle, and it is on page 35 of our annual catalog. Here you go. Here's the stamp set, and here are the dies. We still have one more part to this series, which I'm going to try to complete by the end of the month, if not sooner. Something stuck on my case. And in that section, I'm going to be going more into some die cutting. We're going to be doing a little fun die cutting project. We'll do a little bit of die cutting today as well. That's the stamp set, and here are all the dies. So many dies to choose from. So because we've used the cat a few times in this and also in my bingo, I won't die cut the cat today because I've already die cut it and color it. So let's just concentrate on the few dies. There's actually another one. There's some more back there, see? You can see. Next time we're going to weave this little basket. I'm going to show you how to weave the basket. We're going to make a basket of apples, doing a lot of die cutting. Okay, so this little cat is already colored, so that's part of our card. You can see that's the element over here. I've already done the card base, so you're going to need a piece of 11 inches by 5.5. So it's basically half a piece of an 8.5 by 11, and it's going to be in Pool Party. You're going to score it at the 4.25 inch mark. Okay, so that's what the card is going to look like because it's going to open like this. I didn't put anything on the inside. You can put white on the inside. You're going to need your little sequins. You have a little jar of them I sent you in your kit, and you should have enough little sequins to make 2 shaker cards. Okay, you're going to need your little piece that I gave you each a 1/4 of a sheet of not fresh freesia. I keep calling it fresh freesia. Not fresh freesia. It's this one, polished pink. Okay, we're gonna be doing a little bit of tone-on-tone stamping on that polished pink. So you're gonna take out your piece of polished pink and go ahead and cut a piece. Yours is already a little bit bigger than you need. I always give you a little bit extra in my kit. So you're gonna take your piece and you're gonna make it 3 3/4. Okay, I'm just gonna double check that because yep, I was right. 3 3/4 by 5 inches. I'll write this down on, see, that's at the 5 inch mark down there. I'm going to write this down on this little mat that I have here because one day I was going to write down all my measurements last time, and then what happened is the internet was so poor I never got a chance to give you my measurements. Thank you, Deborah. Deborah's congratulating me on my 35,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is pretty awesome. Thank you guys for helping me reach that major milestone. And I hope I keep creating content that you love. It's all related to Paper Pumpkin, Stampin' Up! Products, the Brothers ScanNCut, and basically a lot of crafty things. That's what it's always been. Never strayed from those kinds of topics. So I hope you enjoy this. So I'm just going to so thank you for helping me reach that milestone. It's good not just to watch videos, but I hope you share them and engage with them by, writing comments like you're doing and putting like and things like that. So if you like the video, put like. Sorry, is that 5? I think I just did the opposite. Oops. Okay, got distracted. Got distracted. It wasn't 11 inches across. I just looked at it and was like, wait a second. The card, don't use that card. The card is, I knew it when I saw it that it's 8.5 across. By 5, it was still the 5.5 by 5.5, right? Score at 4 1/4. All right, so don't use that side. So this is the card. Okay, now the polished pink, let me get my measurements right. Polished pink is going to be, that one is 5 inches times 3 3/4. Okay, so those are the measurements that you need. Now let's go ahead and take out your die cutting machine, and we're going to die cut the part of the cardstock we need to die cut with the 2 dies. You need 2 dies to make this shaker card because the dies it's not going to cut the whole opening. So let's go ahead and put the platform in. The sandwich is going to be plate number 1. That's the base plate, right? This is the plate number 2, which is the thin die adapter. This should all be a review. Okay, plate number 3, which is you're going to put your one with the lots of cuts on it. And then you're going to put down the piece of fresh freesia. Now, if you don't want to get little indents from your top plate, my top plate's pretty smooth. But if you don't want to get it indented, you might want to put a piece of tissue paper down on top of it. So, and that's just because it's going to leave a little impression. So there's a little piece of tissue paper from your window sheet. It gets packaged in your window sheet. Window sheets are $5. You get two 12 by 12 window sheets. You will be needing those for this project as well. Go ahead and let's put the basket down first so we have enough room. It's going to be something like this, but you can't cut them together because they need to cut out as one. So it's going to do something like this. So you're going to look at the shaker card and you're going to see you need a little space down there, about that far from the bottom. So don't do the top part yet. Okay, just do the bottom part like so. You can turn it sideways if you want. Okay, so like I said, if you don't want your little indentations, now we're not cutting the window sheet itself. We're cutting that separate. But if you don't want your little polished pink piece to get sort of scratched up, because when you die cut onto paper, oh, I had to open the back of the, if you heard that noise, that was me just opening the back of my die cutting machine. When you use a plate a lot, and you start cutting onto paper, sometimes this just protects your paper. Sometimes the paper can get all scratched, this paper. So that's why I was using a piece of tissue paper. Okay, now let's go ahead and put that down. So you don't need the tissue paper if you don't worry about like this getting scratched, is all I'm saying. Now you're going to take that piece away. That's the basket. Now make sure you have the right piece because this one looks like a lot like the apples. That doesn't look like my right piece. I think I might have just done the video with the wrong, my thumbnail picture with the wrong piece. You want this piece. The reason I know you want this piece is here's my little bucket of crafty goodness, right? You want to make sure you're using the right piece. Now, you could do the shaker card with apples, in which case you would use this piece if you're going to do it with apples. But I want this piece here because I'm trying to cut out the shape of my bucket of crafty goodness. So overlap it a little bit like that, like so. Just like that. It doesn't matter if it matches up exactly. It's all good because you're going to be stamping the part underneath. Save this too because you can make a little polished pink basket, which is nice. Here, let's keep the paper from being scratched by the cutting plate. Again, only being scratched by the indentations on your cutting plate. If your cutting plates are new, they're not going to scratch the paper underneath. So it's just another die cut tip and trick for you. All right, there we go. So now we have our window for our cute little shaker card. Now, while the window is, we only other die cutting we do. While this is flat, we're going to do a little stamping on it. And then while we have this out, let's just go ahead and, while we have the die cutting machine out, we're going to go ahead and take our silicone mats. I have two of them piled on top of each other. I'm going to go ahead and tilt this down for a second. I'm just going to go ahead and stamp the little butterfly in polished pink. Okay, and on a piece of white. Okay, so go ahead and tap, tap, tap. Okay, something like that. I'll just do a couple of them, see which one I like better. I'm just using up my scraps. I think this is really inky. Inky, inky. That's it. When I say inky, I mean like it's very juicy. Oh, that one's good. Ah, those came out good. The top one, maybe not so much. All right, so we're just going to die cut that shape using this little butterfly die that was right here. So at this point, you could use a little piece of washi tape to hold it on. I'm going to see if it works. Without the washi tape, but we'll see. Let me see if I have washi tape. If I don't have tape, then I don't use it. That's just here. Oh, I do have some tape. Washi tape's a great die cutting trick too. I have like a whole series on here when I just talk about die cutting, embossing, tips and tricks. I have lots of different series on my channel. I have Ink It Up series where I talk about coloring techniques. But then I also do workshop series every month. And next month, it's going to be based on this bundle. And I'll be sending out information about the kits if you want to get a kit. Good little Christmas present for yourself, a kit of crafty goodness. I've been sending out the kits after the month starts now, due to when people actually like to order things. But, you can sign up now, and it'll be sent out in December. Even though the workshop will already be probably started by then. I'm just kind of hoping that tape holds. Come on, butterfly. Don't slip. There you go. I still have my little bags that I was just teaching about these little bags, and this is all like knocking into it. Isn't he cute? So we just taught it. If you missed that tutorial on how to make these little bags, check it out. I did it with Jingle, 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 but those are my little owls. All right, now I think I'm done all the die cutting now. I can get rid of that. Okay, we got a little butterfly for our project. Now I'm going to tilt this down. So now what we want to do is, while this is flat, right, we're going to stamp on the little butterfly onto here as well. So this is going to say inspired by you. Where's the card? Up here somewhere on the left, because I want to put the cat right here. So, and I want to put the cat right there because he's facing that way. See how he's kind of like looking that way? So I kind of want to put him over there. That's why I want to put the inspired by you there. So you kind of put the cat down and put this butterfly here, because I want one butterfly to be like 3D, right? So now I'm going to take the polished pink. I thought I was done stamping, but we're going to do tone on tone. So we're going to stamp the polished pink. Stamp a butterfly down here. Hold it for a few seconds. Okay. Stamp one up here. Hold it for a few seconds. Okay, good. So now we have a couple butterflies. So that's 3, because I like to do things in 3s. 1, 2, and there's the third one. We have the kitty, and then we're going to have our little ribbon up there. And if we need to put more butterflies, if my ribbon ends up covering it up, that's fine too. Okay, now we want to put the window onto our shaker card. So we're going to flip it over. Make sure you flip it over, because if not, you're going to be like, oh, why is my little stamp thing not showing? So anyway, flip it over, and you're going to take your seal plus adhesive, or whichever adhesive, just go like this. Okay, just go like this around the image. And then if there's any adhesive showing, don't use liquid glue, by the way, it'll ooze into it. See, this is Seal Plus. You don't have to get it all around, you just kind of get it. This is to hold the window on there, that's all it's to do. Okay, and if any of the adhesive gets in there, tuck it under, because it'll look funny later. Okay, like that. Okay, so like I said, this isn't the same as putting the shakers inside. This is just putting the window inside. So this isn't like, when I talk about doing shaker cards, you need a perfect seal. When I'm talking about putting just the window, the plastic window sheet on there, you don't need a perfect seal. This just needs to be flat. So now you're going to get your window sheet. This is you are all sent in your kit, and it was in the pack of this. It was in with your Celebrate Everything Designer Series paper, which we're going to use this piece of. Let me grab that out. It was in there. That's where your foam adhesive sheets were. So that's what you need for this project. And that's where your window sheet was. Okay. That Celebrate Everything paper is pretty awesome. So just go ahead and you can cut it with your scissors at this point, or you can cut it with your paper trimmer. So let's see, I'm just cutting it smaller than the paper. That's all. So I'm just going to lay it down there a little bit and just sort of cut it like this, like so. Okay? Because nobody's going to see it. You get the idea? You're just cutting it. Now you have to worry about enclosing it with the foam part. So you're going to just get in there. And now we're going to put the foam adhesive sheets around it so that it's enclosed so your glitter doesn't fall out all over the place, your little sequins. So just take these little foam adhesive sheets and just start going around there loosely. No one's going to see this, right? You're just enclosing the gaps. I love these foam adhesive sheets because they're flexible. Before that, I was using the ends of my packs of what are they called? Stampin' Dimensionals. That's what I was using before. The edge of my Stampin' Dimensionals. Oh, that was a good guess. Oh, no, I guess I didn't guess that one. That was the size of the foam adhesive. This one needs a little piece to put in there. Go around. So you don't want any gaps here, because if you have any gaps here, you don't want it to show through the window, but you also don't want any gaps. Because if you have gaps, the little sequins will fall out. Don't take the adhesive off yet. I just happened to accidentally take that piece off. Let's make sure it's not peeking through. Oh, by the way, sometimes you get like static cling and little... Sometimes I have to use like some little dryer sheets when I'm making shaker cards, because it just starts like popping up. Things start sticking to it. I didn't need that giant piece there. All I needed was the little thing to fill that gap. All right, so good. All my gaps are enclosed. So now you want to take a couple extras and put them down the edge to hold up your shaker card. So something like that, so your shaker card is not droopy. Good enough. I'm happy with that. Okay, so that's how you do a shaker card. Now let's do the rest. We're gonna just do a little bit more trimming and coloring. So while we have this piece out, let's go ahead and trim that down, and I'll write the measurements for you. This one we want to be 5, and let's go ahead and put the measurements up here. 5 3/8. So you're barely gonna see the pool party. 5 3/8. The pool party card base behind it, you're barely gonna see that. And then we're gonna flip that around and do 4 1/8. All right. Let's get out our little pool party card base and our little spatula. I like to take the edge of my trimmer and just use it sort of as a little, making my, I don't know what we call this, a little square edge to make your card straight. I like to use the edge of a trimmer. Now we're gonna go ahead and put that little piece on there. Isn't that nice that you're not showing that much? It's really fun colors from the Celebrate Everything, but you're not like really showing the pool party. But pool party is one of the coordinating colors, so we're all good. Ooh, talk about good timing. That just ran out of, see, I have some more. Okay, we're gonna put this card, I use way too much adhesive. That's why I always run out of adhesive. You will know from watching me make those bags how much adhesive I use. So only 1/8 of an inch is showing around the edges here, barely. All right, so that's what we're doing for the background. So now we got to color our cute little, I'm just going to let me put this there, and we're going to do a little test. So we got to stamp, but we have to stamp and color. See, make sure that white part's going to be covered up. Okay, so I would say maybe, let's go ahead and write down the DSP. I would say for the white part, you're just going to make it like a 1/4 inch smaller than the other edges. So we got the polished pink, and then we got the DSP for the background, 5 1/8. I'm sorry, 3/8. 5 3/8 times 4 1/8 inches. Okay, and then basic white. Don't mind my handwriting here. Basic white. I'm going to say yay big. I don't know how big that was. 3 1/2 square. It's a square, but 3 1/2 times 3 1/2. Okay. Just to get, it's going to be covered up by the polished pink. So now we need the Memento Black. The reason we use Memento Black when we stamp is, I hope this stamping block works better. When I used this the other day during my bingo, I did not get good results. That was the one that came in the kits. Honestly, I like these stamping blocks better. The ones that don't come in the kits, they're thicker. The ones we sell, this is stamping block D. Okay, pretty good, pretty good. It should be better when I'm using the silicone mat. Oh, pretty good. I'm happy with that. I have double silicone mats right now to try to make this a little better. Okay, I'm wiggling. I'm holding it there for a few seconds. Please come out this time. Yeah. Oh, lovely. I'm so happy. Yeah, during my bingo, I had to stamp it like 15 times. No, not 15 times. I'm exaggerating. Like probably like 5 times. And then what I did is, while they were playing bingo, because my husband was calling the numbers the other day, my VIP bingo, then what I did is like I just started stamping it till I got it right. And then I made a bunch of kitties. Gave me a chance to color. All right, so this, now I need the top of it. So we want to put your little bucket of crafty goodness on top there. So let's put that down there. All right, that one came out pretty good. So now I'll show you my little window sheet trick. I usually use a sticky note, but you can use a window sheet. This is the leftover window sheet. Just put that down like that. You're protecting your basket, right? But you're still stamping as far down on the basket as you can. I'm going to move this down just a tiny bit. Okay. I'm protecting the line of my basket, but I want this to sort of touch. Pretty good. Hold that there for a few seconds. Okay, see how the window sheet helped you? It protected your basket. If any ink would have got on it, it would have got on the window sheet and not on your stamp. All right, now we are going to color. This is the fun part. I'll show you the box that we made, the shaker box. That was really fun. Well, in this series. I'm just making sure you can see all those measurements. And in that, when we made the shaker box, we did something like this. We colored a bunch of these. I showed you how to outline it, put a little sentiment on it, and that's what we did. So it's sort of just using those same things again. The idea you want to make sure that you do, for my tips and tricks for coloring, let's put that over there, is when you're coloring, you want to bring out a few colors from this designer series paper. So that's my tip and trick. You don't have to use only colors from the designer series paper. Let's just go ahead and grab this Pool Party to start with. I'm just going to do Pool Party and just start coloring while I'm talking. So in the Celebrate Everything designer series paper, Pool Party's in there. I don't mean Pool Party. Poppy Parade, sorry. Pool Party is this. This is Pool Party. That's definitely in there. But I'm saying Poppy Parade, the one I'm using right now, is in there. So go ahead and color a few things with Poppy Parade. Right? Like I colored the ink, a piece of ribbon. See how that works? You're tying in the colors. Okay, now we're talking Pool Party. So that was Poppy Parade. Now Pool Party. Maybe, I think I probably can use the big one, the big side. Color this paper in the back of the basket because we know that's going to match the back of the card. Or when I say match, I mean coordinates with, right? So you're just trying to coordinate your colors with the image itself and with the designer series paper that you're highlighting in the background. Okay, and then we need some over this side of the drawing. So maybe like the top of this little bottle of ink, right? You could do that little bottle of ink. Here, this little part of the pen. See, so we have Pool Parties done. Now this is a neutral color, So Saffron. I can just do some So Saffron. Oop, that one's empty. I'm just grabbing some other colors here. We'll see what we have. Let's see. Papaya will work good. See if I can find a So Saffron. Here, dark So Saffron will work good. Okay, let's tie in some polished pink because we know polished pink's going to work in this design. Let's make this cute little part polished pink. It's like a little journal or something in the bucket of crafty goodness. I'm just going to go ahead and color this part too. All right, and we'll color a little bit of that little paper over there. Polished pink, and here, the end of the eraser. Here, the top of this little pencil. Okay, so now we've tied in that color. Now we need some granny apple green. We're going to tie in the granny apple green color because we know that's part of this whole design. It's part of the designer series paper. Okay, we need some more here. Let's put some over on this side. We'll make the pencil green, granny apple green. Let's make this label and lid granny apple green. Okay. Now for this one, for the scissors, we can just use Smoky Slate. No need to, when you have such small images, there's no need to blend them because they're so small already. You're just coloring them with the blends, but not blending in you're not using like 2 colors of blends for each one. All right, now we've tied in enough, I'd say enough colors that we're good with the, matching up the coordination of the paper. So now we'll use still So Saffron. We can use that on a couple places like the screen. This is, like I said, this is a neutral one. So since we've already met our objective of coordinating colors, now you can add any other colors because it is a scene with lots of crafty goodness where you'd have lots of colors. Let's do the lid of this pen. Let's put the bottom of this one. Now I just need 2 more colors. I'm just going to go ahead and use Pale Papaya. I'm just going to use it for both of those. Or is it Petal Pink? Nope, it's not. It's actually, you know what this was? It wasn't either Pale Papaya or Petal Pink. It was one of those natural tones blends. All right, still letting you see those. Now we're going to take our crumb cake, dark crumb cake, brush side. You'll color this basket in a jiffy. So quick, so easy. because you already got all the texture in the stamp, so you don't need to worry about all the other things. And by the way, Mr. Kitty, he was colored, it could be a she, because I did put Wink Stella on her. Anyway, that was also colored in crumb cake. So like the little kitty was colored in dark crumb cake around the outside and light on the inside, which we've shown many times on this in this series. I'm going to take the light crumb cake for the handle, small side. For the rest of it though, brush side. Now you can see how it's not smearing because this ink, so these are alcohol markers, but the ink is dye-based. It's kind of like a hybrid ink, so it doesn't smear when you use the blends. But of course, let it dry for a minute before you start coloring in the blends. So now we have the part we need to put these shaker cards. And if you want to use Wink Stella, you can, but it's going to be a shaker card, so you probably don't need Wink Stella because there's going to be pretty little sparkles under there, right? Now, the only thing about this is because I wasn't like exactly watching which way the die was angled, like, you know, which way, was it like this or was it like this, right? So it might not match, the image underneath might match and not match exactly with the image on top because of that. But you can make it match more if you're more careful about the way the image is lean. Okay, let's go ahead and put that. Let's go and check it before we use any adhesive. See? And I did a pretty good job of matching it up. It's like it's pretty close. Now, before you put this, let's go ahead and do all the prep. We're taking all this off. We're putting the shakers in now. Okay, let's get rid of all these little bits and pieces. Okay, we sell little things called, like, I think they're called For Everything sequins or something. Tap, tap, tap. I'm just making sure all my adhesive's off. Okay, again, static cling sometimes, or what do they call, dryer sheets sometimes keep this stuff from static clinging on there, all these little pieces of dust. Okay, this is our piece. We make sure that is big enough to cover it. Oops, I know it's the other side, but is it long enough? Okay, good. We need our shaker now. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. We need the rest of our shakers. So this came in your kit. Got these little crafty goodness. Dump your sequins in there. This is enough for 2 cards. I already did one. Your little jar. And by the way, you get these at Dollar Tree. Good Dollar Tree hack. These are awesome. So that's how I share things in my kits. Instead of giving you a kit with like a new product that you can buy yourself, I try to give you a kit with like loads and loads of different things to use on our projects. That's why my kits are very unique that way, because you get to try lots of different things. But there's always like extras to try extra things. So I'm trying to get rid of that. A little bit of stuff static on there. So anyway, go like that. Kind of align it the most you can. See how it's sticking? It's a little static. Yay. Pretty good, right? Shake it around. Seal it on there. Right? Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your craft items. Shake your craft items. Oops, wrong one. I love that little bucket. I'm just putting a little bit of adhesive on that side because we already have adhesive, this one, right? We already have adhesive here. We need flat adhesive here because we already have these puffing up. Go ahead and add this to your card, wherever that may be. Double check that it opens the right way. This way. So it's opening this way. Go ahead and put it on there. And the reason I have that 5 3/8 around the sides is to give you enough of a margin so you can see that. So there, our card's coming together. Easy peasy. That was an extra one. Okay, let's put that there. Where's finding that? I had a butterfly. I'm looking for stuff now. This one I'm going to use for the little ribbon. Here's my kitty. Somewhere is a butterfly. Okay, let's see. Remember we die cut it earlier, and it was white. I'm just looking around for things here. That's okay. We'll gather the rest of the card and we'll find it. We shall find it. If not, we'll die cut another one. Because that goes, and let's see if it's still on the machine. Well, there it is. There it is. Found it. Okay. So that one needs a little dimensional, but you could also use a piece of your like these little guys. So you could use a dimensional or these little guys for the kitty. But you also got a pack of dimensionals. I got a sheet of dimensionals in your kit. So you can use dimensionals or these. Okay. All right. These foam adhesive strips, they are dimensionals, but they're just thinner. I think they pop up a little higher than dimensionals too. So kitty's going on there. Peel that off. Okay. Kitty staring at the scene there. Happy little kitty. And I use Pool Party for the kitty's eyes. So other than that, it's just crumb cake. I put the little butterfly down there. Okay, so there you got your three. You got your three. 1, 2, 3. I like to put 3 little embellishments. Okay, and then we have our little Inspired by You. Now, I could have used a round Inspired by You, but I'm just trying to save time because the point of this tutorial was really about shaker cards. So what I wanted to do is just use the square one. Either way, you have both in your kit, and I figured you already may have used your round one already for a different project. So you're just taking a little piece of gingham ribbon and crossing it over like this, little piece of gingham, black and white striped gingham ribbon. I just got to do this a little. You're going like this. Oops. Okay. So you're just getting a little piece of ribbon like that. And you're going to just get a little bit of adhesive there. Put it down. Okay. Something like that. But you need to put a little bit of adhesive down on on top of it too. Like over the top. So now that part doesn't move. So make sure that part doesn't move. Right? This just as it is. And then when you put this little guy over the top, Inspired by You, just make sure we get that flat. Okay, then that doesn't move. Then you know that that's already under there, and you can put a little bit of extra adhesive on it. We'll put a little extra adhesive on this one. See, and that's going to go right on top of there. And that's how we do it. Very easy, right? The only trick was the shaker part. Boom. So these are called Stylish Shapes dies, and they were in your kit. I did all the die cutting for you in your kit. So you had a whole set, or not a whole set, but you had like 9 different shapes from a few different dies. So you had that's how to use the round one, and that's how to use the square one. And those of you that don't have my kit, that's okay. You're in another country and you're following along. Just use whatever shapes you have to make this card. Like you make a little square, make a little circle with a punch. Do whatever you got to do. But that's how to do the shaker card. Now I'm ready to show you. I want to say hello, and then I want to show you what we made in my bingo and in other parts of the series. And like I said, we're going to have to definitely have another part of the series where I share how to die cut, to use some of these amazing die cuts to weave a little basket together. So hello, Janet. Deborah from New South Wales, Australia. And she's the one who congratulated me, so thank you very much. Maija from Melbourne, Australia. And Debbie's saying she loves those ScanNCut videos. Good, thank you. I'll keep them coming. I'm going to do one soon on those little owls. I don't care if the thing's not even available yet. It's too cute not to share. Got to do a video on it. Hello, Lynn. Charlotte loves the colors I'm using. And I hope you had a great Thanksgiving too, Charlotte. Hello, Betty. Hello, nice to see you again. And hey, yeah, I'm back. Hello, Pamela. I'm back with another tutorial. This is part 4, but we made about 6 or 7 projects so far, plus the 3 bingo ones. So there's like 7 projects I'm going to show you. Hello, Lala's Crafts. Hello, Kyrie Jones. Terry P. All right, we got pudding. I love it. You guys don't worry about spelling on this when you're chatting. Don't worry. Okay, from Indiana. All right, we're going to show you what we got. Let's see. They're not really in an organized way, but I will say one of my team members sent me a card over the weekend, but I was away for Thanksgiving, and the rain got all over the envelope. As you can see, the rain got all over the envelope, but it's really cute, right, Rhonda? So she did this, and I kind of like it with the rain kind of moving the crafts around, and I love it says crafter's gonna craft. So if anyone remembers where that one came from, that stamp set's pretty cool. Thank you, Rhonda. Okay, we made these in my bingo. So like I said, I'm not showing you the projects in any particular order. We used Celebrate Everything Designer Series paper. We also made another one in bingo, but that was by Linda. I don't have a copy of that. That was her card. Linda's one of my team members. You fill my day with happiness. Celebrate Everything paper with apples. Then we did Inspired by You with the kitty. Hello, June from South Carolina. And then we did this cute little bag, which is the add-on bag from the paper pumpkin kit, the add-on bags you can buy. And then that was the little kitty, and that's the little floret from those fitting florets dies. Okay, and then in the series, we made these little apple cards using some of the gingham ribbon that came in your kit. I gave you all some gingham ribbon. So we made these cute apple cards with poppy braid background. We made these little heart cards with crushed cherry backgrounds. So today we used the fresh freeze and the pool party. So you still have a couple colors we haven't used yet in your packet. I accidentally used white Wink of Stella on that one. This one's clear Wink of Stella. You can see how the white Wink of Stella made it look a little different. This was the time my internet went out. I need to go back and put those measurements there for this box. And it looks like one of the pieces of bling fell off. But this is the card I showed you. I showed you how to make this box and how to color this. And I'll go back to part 3. I think it was part 3 and show you that. I'll give you the measurements. Here's a little Get Well basket with the, you can just use this Get Well stamp. So there's a lot of cool stamps on here. There's Inspired by You, sending some Get Well cheer, and then, of course, the, I guess the other ones are only partially done. So they're not really, the rest of them are not, they're not quite done. But thank you, Deborah. So like I said, we're going to be doing something with the weaving the little basket and making a little picnic basket with apples for next time. So that's what we'll finish up, and maybe a couple 3D projects that I wanted to share. All right, that's all for now. This is the Paper Chef. Have a great day. Thank you for coming in today. And happy holidays, everybody.